Looking into the haze of Venus, experts have found traces of phosphine.
Venus, our neighboring planet in the solar system, might seem familiar in terms of size and structure, but it's a world of intriguing differences. Unusual in many ways, it spins slowly in reverse, and its thick atmosphere creates an intense greenhouse effect, making it the hottest planet around, with temperatures that could melt lead. Beneath its veiled surface, Venus hides towering volcanoes and uniquely shaped mountains, inviting us to explore its mysteries. However, this is just one of the many interesting facts we've learned about Venus. Now let's explore more interesting facts that make it a fascinating topic of study. Potential for life. Venus, often called the morning star or evening star, has been known to humans for centuries due to its brightness in the night sky, ranking as the third brightest object after the sun and the moon. Ancient cultures sometimes thought of it as two separate stars, one in the morning and one in the evening, but they later realized it's the same celestial object. In the early 17th century, Galileo observed Venus through a telescope, discovering that it showed phases similar to the moon, which provided evidence that it orbits the sun and not the Earth. Throughout history, observations, missions like Venera 1, Mariner 2, and Magellan, and studies have revealed more about Venus's atmosphere and surface. Recent research has even raised the possibility of finding signs of life in the planet's clouds, as suggested by studies like those related to the phosphine discovery. Future missions, including those like Akatsuki, aim to explore Venus further and better understand its role in the solar system. Up around 30 miles, about 50 kilometers from Venus's surface, the temperatures are quite moderate, ranging from 86 to 158 degrees Fahrenheit, 30 to 70 degrees Celsius. This cozy temperature range could potentially be a home for Earth-like life, such as extremophile microbes. The air pressure at this height is also similar to what we experience on Earth. We encounter a strange phenomenon as we venture higher into Venus's turbulent atmosphere. Dark streaks appear even in the midst of hurricane-force winds. Scientists are scratching their heads trying to figure out why these streaks persist. To make it even more mysterious, they have the unusual habit of soaking up ultraviolet radiation. Possible explanations for the streaks on Venus point to tiny particles, ice crystals, or iron chloride. Astrobiologists suggest an intriguing possibility. These streaks might contain Venusian microbes using sulfur molecules to shield themselves from harsh conditions, including sulfuric acid, and even convert harmful UV light into visible light. Some data from Russian Venera probes hints at particles resembling earthly bacteria. While not definitive proof of life, these findings, combined with Venus's enigmatic history, including its lost ocean and fiery past, underscore the need for missions to explore this mysterious planet, which has much to teach us. Size and distance. And speaking of Venus, let's consider its size and proximity to Earth. Venus is almost as large as our planet, with a diameter of 7,521 miles, compared to Earth's 7,926 miles. At its closest, Venus is about 38 million miles away from Earth, but most of the time they are further apart. Surprisingly, Mercury, the closest planet to the Sun, spends more time in Earth's vicinity than Venus does. If you observe Venus through binoculars or a telescope over several months, you'll notice that it goes through phases just like our Moon: full, half, quarter, and so on. However, Venus's complete cycle, from new to full, takes 584 days, while our Moon completes its phases in just a month. This difference in the way Venus and the Moon change shape was a key piece of evidence supporting the Copernican theory that the Sun, not Earth, is at the center of our solar system. Formation. Here's a simple way to look at the big question scientists ponder. How do planets that could support life come into existence? Early Venus and Earth are like a science experiment. They're close in size, have similar insides, and once had oceans. But here's the twist. One turned into a scorching oven, while the other is teeming with life. The secret to this cosmic tale likely started 4.6 billion years ago, in the spinning cloud of gas and dust around our Sun that birthed these planets. By studying how Venus formed, we can learn more about Earth and even other rocky planets out there. It's like peering into the past to unlock the mysteries of our world and others in the universe. Structure and orbit. Imagine we could slice Venus and Earth right down the middle, from the North Pole to the South Pole, and set them side by side. Surprisingly, they'd look quite similar. Both planets have a solid iron core wrapped in a layer of superhot rock called the mantle, and on the very outside, there's a thin rocky crust. This outer layer can change shape and even burst into volcanoes because of the heat and pressure deep within. On Earth, we have plate tectonics, where continents move slowly over time. Venus might have had something similar in the past, possibly including subduction, where one part of the crust slides beneath another, causing volcanoes. This process is believed to be a first step in creating plate tectonics. In 1994, NASA's Magellan spacecraft used radar to explore Venus, revealing its active volcanism and relatively young surface, which had undergone significant changes, like the creation of tall mountain ranges. Imagine spending a day on Venus. If you could survive the searing temperatures that reach a scorching 900 degrees Fahrenheit, 475 degrees Celsius. Here's the twist. A day on Venus stretches a whopping 243 Earth days, even longer than its year, which is just 225 Earth days. To add to the peculiarity, thanks to Venus's incredibly slow spin, a day from sunrise to sunset would take 117 Earth days. And the sun would pop up in the west and bid farewell in the east, because Venus spins in reverse compared to Earth. And if you were hoping for a change in those relentless temperatures as the seasons shift, think again. On Earth, our axial tilt of about 23 degrees causes seasons. When our part of the planet gets the sun's rays more directly, we have summer. In winter, the tilt makes the rays less direct. But Venus doesn't play by those rules. It has an almost imperceptible tilt of just 3 degrees, which is not enough to create noticeable seasons. Now, when it comes to moons and rings, Venus keeps it simple. It has none of either. It's just the planet itself, spinning away with its fascinating quirks. Surface. The Soviet Union embarked on a mission to Venus, sending a bunch of probes from 1961 to 1984, as part of the Venera program, which means Venus in Russian. 10 brave probes managed to land on Venus's surface, and some even worked for a short while. The champion of them all survived for a whole 2 hours, while the quickest shut down in just 23 minutes. The pictures they snapped before sizzling into oblivion revealed a desolate, dim, and rocky world with a sky likely painted in some shade of sulfur yellow. Volcanoes and tectonic forces have seemingly wiped away most traces of Venus's early surface. Computer models suggest that this resurfacing might have happened bit by bit over a really long time. The average age of surface features could be as young as 150 million years, mixed in with some older bits. Venus has diverse landscapes, including valleys, towering mountains, and thousands of volcanoes. They are often named after real and mythical women. Notable features include Ishtar Terra, a highland near the North Pole; Aphrodite Terra, a vast region larger than South America; and a mountain taller than Mount Everest. Venus has the fewest impact craters of any rocky planet. Other features include the volcanic crater Sacagawea, the deep canyon Diana, pancake-like domes, tick-shaped domes, and tesserae with rock resembling peanut butter beneath a chocolate-like layer due to scorching temperatures. Atmosphere. Venus's atmosphere is a world of extremes. It boasts the hottest surface in our whole solar system, even hotter than Mercury, the planet closest to the Sun. The air is mostly carbon dioxide, the same gas that causes the greenhouse effect on Venus and Earth. Up in the sky, you'll find clouds made of sulfuric acid. Now, things get really intense at the surface, where the scorching carbon dioxide creates a super corrosive environment. But as you move higher up in the atmosphere, the conditions start to ease up. Venus has a different magnetic field than Earth. Instead of generating its own, it uses something called an induced magnetic field. The Sun's magnetic field interacts with Venus's atmosphere, creating a magnetic field around Venus that has a teardrop shape. This happens when the solar wind, carrying the Sun's magnetic field, meets Venus's excited ionosphere. So, do you know any strange facts about Venus? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that like button if you've enjoyed this video.